Imagine unlocking the secret that separates the world's most successful people from the rest of us. It is not money. It is not luck. It's a simple idea that can transform your life, and it only takes 1 hour a day. I'm gonna dive into the 5-hour rule, the key to continuous growth that people like Bill Gates and Elon Musk swear by. By the end of this video, you are also gonna understand exactly what the 5-hour rule is and how you can transform your life to become one of the world's most successful people in your field and in everything that you do as well. What exactly is the 5-hour rule? And why should you care? It's simple. You dedicate at least 1 hour a day, 5 hours a week to deliberate learning. This is how some of the greatest minds like Benjamin Franklin, Bill Gates, and Oprah Winfrey managed to stay ahead of the curve. It is not just about hard work, it's about smart learning. People who dedicate time deliberately for constant learning actually find a compounding effect in the growth of their mindset and also in their learning phase. And learning is the key to the success that you need in every field as well. Because the more you learn, the more you acquire the skills, and the more your skills upgrade, the more you can earn. So skills are equivalent to your earning power. Hence, before we can talk about money, we need to be talking about learning. So what are the key components of the 5-hour rule? Let's break down the 5-hour rule into 3 simple but powerful components: reading, reflecting, and experimenting. First up is reading. Leaders like Warren Buffett famously spend 5 to 6 hours a day reading. Why? Because every time you read, you are gaining someone else's years of experience in just a few hours. You can learn the mistakes, wins, and progresses without having to go through them yourself. Research shows that there is a high correlation between the people who actually spend a lot of time reading and then their success. Hence, we can easily say that people who actually read find themselves learning lessons and getting ahead of their curve, simply because they get to experience what other people have experienced in the past, navigate themselves properly, learn from their mistakes, and actually readapt themselves and increase the chances of their success. Hence, reading is the first part of the 5-hour rule. The second part is reflection. It is easy to get stuck in a loop of consuming information without ever putting it into perspective. Successful people get time aside to think deeply about what they have learned and how it applies to their lives. This is where real growth happens. In a world of abundance of knowledge and wisdom, a lot of people get ourselves looped up in going in search for knowledge and never going back to reflect. This is where the successful people are separated from the ordinary readers. Therefore, the second part is reflecting. Once you have read, it is up to you to actually have a time for deep learning and deep focus and also deep reflection of what you have learned and picking up the knowledge from it. Think of gaining knowledge as what an orange that you have in your hands. But to get the juice out of it, you need to squeeze it, and you need some time to do that. The books you read, all the information you get in the libraries online, all these are just knowledge. But your ability to actually squeeze out the juice from it and get the knowledge and the information and the wisdom, learn from the mistakes and pick the tactics, that is what is going to separate you from the rest of the people. Let's move on to the third part. The final piece is experimenting. Learning doesn't stop at theory. The best learners test their ideas in real world by applying everything that they've learned. That is experimenting. They take risks, make mistakes, and learn from it. Think of how Thomas Edison tried thousands of experiments before successfully inventing the light bulb. This comes to show that the knowledge you gain actually will have no impact until you have actually experimented and put it into action. You just have to put yourself out there from the knowledge that you've gained. So sometimes right after watching this video, perhaps you might have an idea or something that you want to do. All you gotta do is to go out there and to put it into action and see how it actually goes. And that's it for the 5-hour rule. Reading, reflecting, and experimenting. Now it's time for us to look at the science behind the 5-hour rule and why it works. Let's talk about the science for a moment. Why does the 5-hour rule work so well? Research shows that learning and cognitive improvement thrive on what's called deliberate practice. This means pushing yourself slightly beyond your comfort zone constantly. So, the greatest people actually are the ones who are deliberately putting themselves in such situations to actually learn. And the science is here to actually back it, that deliberate learning and putting yourself in that situation to go through the line of learning actually increases your cognitive ability, and it also increases your success in every field that you find yourself in. That is why the 5-hour rule really works. Let's take a look at how some of the most successful people in the world use the 5-hour rule. The first in line, Bill Gates. Bill Gates is famous for reading 50 books a year. constantly pushing the boundaries of his knowledge. He blocks off hours every day just to read and learn new things. Elon Musk, on the other hand, taught himself rocket science through a combination of reading and experimenting. Imagine that. A man revolutionized the aerospace industry using the 5-hour rule. If this doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. Now you may be thinking, how can I apply this in my life? There is the good news. It is easier than you think. Step 1. Start small. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start by dedicating just 30 minutes a day to reading, journaling, or experimenting with a new skill, and increase it as it becomes a habit. Step 2. Schedule it. Successful people don't leave learning to chance. They schedule it. Pick a time, day, early morning, or it could just be before bed, where you can focus on deliberate learning. Step 3. Track your progress. Use a notebook or an app to track how much time you are investing in learning each week. This visual reminder can be increasingly motivating. And that's it. That is the 5-hour rule. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'm looking forward that you are going to be as successful as you promised yourself to be just by following the 5-hour rule. Do you have any other methods or rules that you've been using to actually get yourself to deliberately learn? You can comment down in the section and I'll find that helpful. I like to go through the sections and read them. And if you found this video helpful, you can leave a comment. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you get notified of my new uploads, and like this video so you can help me with the algorithm. And I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Gamila next. See you. Bye bye. Peace.